Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well today. Our lesson this morning will focus on Jesus' ministry regarding emotional needs and how it can be applied to our lives today. While studying Jesus' ministry, we have a tendency to look at the miracles, the events of his birth and death, or his teaching and commandments. While these are important, if we neglect the emotional aspects of Jesus, he no longer becomes personal, but rather a locked box that we cannot touch. This is the source of the notion that God either doesn't understand or doesn't care about our emotions. This is simply not the case, and there is no one more familiar with human emotion than Jesus. Before we continue, we will look at our verse of the day found in John chapter 14, verse 27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid. So what does this mean? What is Jesus' peace? And how do we know that Jesus cares about us? To answer the last question first, Scripture tells us he cares, and so do his actions. Whenever someone came to Jesus, he never turned them away, but addressed their need directly. With that said, what does this passage mean? For context, what the disciples are going through will arguably be the toughest few days of their lives. This is right before Jesus is arrested and subsequently executed, and he is talking to them about peace. This leads us to what Jesus means versus his peace and worldly peace and our application for the day. We experience worldly peace when situations in life in general are calm. It is what I would call dependent because it is influenced by outside forces. For example, a peaceful morning can be broken by a phone call that carries bad news. Then, we are no longer at peace, but now filled with anger, sadness, stress, anxiety, or any combination of emotions. That is earthly peace. The peace of God, on the other hand, is one of the greatest emotional remedies that we have. It is independent of our situations and should impact the situation, and there are biblical examples from Jesus and other sources. Godly peace doesn't mean we don't get nervous like Jesus in the garden, but it means that we are not afraid. When we are sad, like Jesus weeping with his friends at Lazarus' tomb, we do not despair. When we are angry, like Jesus in the temple, peace lets us have righteous anger rather than sinful anger. And when we don't have any idea what to feel, we can have peace knowing God holds the situation in his hands. That's the peace brought out through faith. It's what allows Job to say, "Though God slay me, still I will hope in him." Or it allows Abraham to offer his son to answer God's test. This is also the peace that allows James, Peter, and Paul, who said that our faith is joy and helps us endure any situation. As I have said before, I will say again. Peace through faith doesn't mean that we won't have problems, but the peace allows us to get through these issues and shape the situation for the glory of God. Thank you all for listening today. I hope you have a peaceful weekend, a wonderful day, and God bless you all.